that parenting was so intentional.
It really was.
I was like, in this current day when we're chasing paper, do we have time to be more intentional? Tell an average woman to leave her jobs and chase her thing to focus on her children, like intentionally. Like I've always said that, like, well, not as a joke, because I've always said I wanted to homeschool my kids.
Yeah. Because
I felt like I really want to imbibe things in them. Because let's be honest, the first from 1 to 2 years old is when your child learns everything they need to learn. Everything else is just secondary. Mm-hmm. So if I'm dumping those kids in a playgroup or a kindergarten and they're picking all sorts of rubbish, they're not in control of everything. But if the first 2, maybe 5 to 10 years, I literally ground them.
Curate their
Do you see that? I can curate that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, today I have the incredible. What's your name from again? Is it German or Spanish or Mexican?
Is it Italian or Spanish?
We have the incredible Italian
and Spanish.
Okay, Italian Spanish guy. Where's your guitar now? I can't be Spanish, my new guitar. I mean, like the guitar might not be guitar. I hold the Spanish and Italian name.
The guitar is inbuilt.
Come on, preach. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women and others, we welcome the great Spanish.
Just call me.
The great Italian Spanish man. His name is Manolo.
Thank you for having me. I'm not Italian or Spanish. But my name is.
Can I touch your hair?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not Italian because I touched his hair.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour, merci.
No.
Ça va? Español. What?
That's French, man.
Un poquito español.
Un poco.
Un poco. Pocoli.
Cancel her. Defund.
Pocoli. That means how are you, small.
Wow. Oh my God, are we ever going to discuss something serious in this episode? I don't know, because I don't have a serious bone in my body, and she's the same. So
I'm very unserious in life.
So let's go.
I actually have a problem that people that take life too seriously.
Honestly, me too.
You know, the thing that I find the funniest is when, let's say, you haven't spoken to someone for so long, and they say, "Oh, you forgot me." It's the audacity for me to shoot the blame on me.
Who are you, that?
I'm like, I forgot me.
I forgot myself.
We forgot ourselves. Why are you making me feel bad? I forgot you. Like I forgot
you. Yes.
I'm like, okay, sorry. Let's start afresh, because I'm like, I can't even be angry with you, because we're lifing. I call it. Oh, but by the way, I came up with a term called lifing.
I've done been using that already. Life is lifing. You get me? Is it how's life? Life is lifing.
That's what I say.
Come on.
This is what
in sync.
Same wavelength.
You get me?
So so Manolo, we're talking about adulthood though. Like, I mean, are you an adult yet? Or somewhere in between?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't
childlike.
I'm always going to be like this. I'm always going to be.
Me too. Like, I feel like
life is too
when
short,
I'm older and
serious.
maybe when I have kids, they're going to be like, oh my God.
Yes,
who
me.
is this mother of us?
That's me.
Acts like
yes.
she is one of us. And,
yes.
and they're going to be like, please ask your age. And
that
I'm going to be
me. Like I already have a textbook full of dad jokes.
My G.
See, I have it. I'm ready. I'm just waiting for this time.
I actually tell people my real age is 9 years old.
I thought when you asked, I said I was 12. That's my football age.
Now copying me too much. I don't like these. But yeah, so we're this whole like podcast is all about adulting, but like in different areas. We wanted to create something where like people can actually get that emotional support in their journey in life, because a lot of people are struggling with figuring things out and they think they're alone. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
You're alone. And I think that they're alone. And I think if I could call adulthood in one life, so serious. In one word, it would be a confused journey of growth. Because
I love it.
every step comes. Confusion is reality. Like our confusion is our reality.
Yes.
You know.
Absolutely.
So don't feel bad because you're confused. It's normal. Embrace. Yeah.
And so when you look back, you realize that wait, okay, I'm not where I was.
Exactly.
I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not
where
there
I
anymore.
Was, you know.
That's
you look
literally
better,
my life.
You feel thinking about your life, that's what I'm interested in, you know. I mean, you're a very colorful person. And I like colorful people. That's why you're here on my couch.
Colorful. I'm full of color.
Exactly. You're colorful. So give us your journey, like coming. I mean,
how many hours do you have?
Give us your journey.
In the beginning.
You know, about like adulting, getting an apartment, you know, finances, money, job. You can add relationship if you want to add.
If we add, we will not leave here.
Have you chopping?
I'm a breakfast connoisseur.
Have you served though?
No, I've not served.
You've not even one single breakfast. You've not served.
I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want to say I'm looking forward to breaking somebody's heart. But yeah, I haven't served. I'm usually the servee.
You're the receiver.
I'm the receiver.
Blessed is it to receive than to give.
In this case, I guess so.
Don't worry. For every heartache, the Lord will turn it around for good. Amen. So take us away with your incredible journey of life.
My story. Where do I begin? I was born in Lagos, Ikeja precisely. I grew up in different parts of Lagos. You know, the first 7 years of my life were spent in very famous part of Lagos known as Ajegunle.
AJ City.
Yeah, you get me. So, I lived there with my folks, and it was interesting. Honestly, it was fun, and I was smack dab in the middle of everything going on. I saw everything happen: crisis, people fighting. You know, I remember one time I had to raise our hands just to walk past.
Wow.
You know, because two different cult groups, I guess, were fighting, and it was a tribal thing, you know, so people from this part of Nigeria fighting these people from this other part, and we were from this other part, so we had to now pretend as if we're not. You know, it was crazy, honestly. I had to escape. I vividly remember that. So living in Ajegunle was fun. I must say that it was really fun, because we didn't have a lot of resources and money and all of that, but I'd say we were content, and we made do with what we had, and it was interesting, and a lot of us had opportunities, and of course some people grabbed the opportunities. So, and one thing I will never forget that my mom did was instill in me a mindset that was international, global, you know, and that's why a lot of things I can't necessarily relate to it, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was consuming content. I was reading books, you know, I was interacting and speaking and talking to people, you know, that had been exposed to different realities. So my reality was not necessarily my reality.
Well, yeah, but not of it.
Exactly. It's like, it's kind of, you can in this world, but not alien thing. You know, so that was literally me. And to this day, that's who I am. You know, even with things that I like, you know, I can be in a room full of people and I'm watching some video of somebody in Ireland.
Okay. I was like, what are you going to say? What type of video of somebody are you watching?
I'm watching some video of somebody in Ireland
what
talking
kind of
about...
Ireland? I'm joking. Continue.
I said Ireland, not Ireland.
Just kidding.
You know, that's just an example. And then they'll be looking at me like, what's this guy watching? I had somebody tell me that all these Ajebo kids are just laughing. Me, Ajebo.
Ajay, but different Ajay.
You know, so I'm grateful that that mindset was instilled in me, and it has helped me, you know, a lot. I can walk into a room full of people from anywhere and I can relate to them. I can talk to them about anything because I have also been exposed to a lot of things, and I'm grateful for that. So when I was 7, my mom passed. She was pregnant and she was about to give birth, but you know, I guess the health care system didn't really work in her favor, and I'll never forget, it was New Year's Eve, 2002. Wow, that'll be 20 years this year. Interesting. Yeah. So it was New Year's Eve, and I mean, I was partying, we were having a good time, you know, and my dad came to tell me, give me the news, and I cried like I never did before. Amazing. Yeah, so and my mom was my best friend. My mom was everything. I love that woman so much. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her, but I'd say that a lot of the good things or good qualities about me definitely came from her. And I feel like I had sort of taken a mantle from her, you know, because she was like the light bulb. You know, everywhere she went, she lit up that place, and she was a bridge between a lot of people. You know, she was the one that connected this side, like literally this side of the family might not be talking to this side of the family, but she was the one she was the envoy, literally. And that's me right now, you know. And speaking of light bulb, my name, one of my names is Owana Basi, and literally Owana means light. Aww. And that's me. And I guess people that know me say the same thing about me, that I am a light. And I'm delighted to be that.
I see what you did there. You're the delighted light.
Yeah. That's on the light note.
I see you have your books ready.
Yeah, I do. I told you. So yeah, after that, when my mom passed, the first time I saw, and I didn't understand this at the time, I saw my dad try to, you know, kill himself.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't understand what was going on. They're telling me to leave the place. I should go. But I saw him try to choke himself, you know, and I'll never forget that. It wasn't until like later on, like recently, I started to give these things thought. And yeah, of course, his world was gone. I mean, that was somebody that he was sharing his life with, and she just not there anymore. You know, I don't blame him for that. I mean, it was tough. Yeah. So after that, after my mom passed and everything, we went to my dad took me to stay with his parents, my grandparents. So we're there for a bit. You know, I guess he was still trying to figure stuff out, and he wasn't around per se. So he just left and put me in their care. And I mean, I love my grandparents. I love them so much, but I guess they were not necessarily aware of what I was going through. You know, so I was miserable for those 2 years that I was there. You know, and it was in those 2 years that I it happened. I was, you know, what's the word now? I wouldn't say assaulted, but I was abused by a neighbor.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, man tricked me and tricked me with food. You know, I mean, I can laugh about it now, but it's not funny. Yeah. So I was 9 years old. I'll never forget that. So I guess that's what I was doing when I was 9. You know, I was 9, and it was just weird because I didn't understand what was happening at the time. You know, it wasn't until later that. So,
then it made sense.
I mean, I knew it wasn't good, but there wasn't much I could do because I mean, it was bigger than me and all of that. But yeah, so yeah, that happened when I was 9, and then I remember immediately I finished primary school. Heck, the day I finished primary school, my mom's younger sister came. My dad would usually come once in a while, come around and all of that. But yeah, so the day I finished primary school, my day of my graduation, my mom's younger sister came to take me away from there. You know, she literally came and took me away because people could tell that I was not having the best of times. You know, so yeah, I stayed with my auntie for a really, really long time. You know, till I finished uni. So I stayed with her till, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, she practically raised me. You know, and I guess it was something that she promised my mom that she was going to do. Yeah, so she did that, and yeah, I guess I was better for it. I don't know. Like I'm grateful. Yeah. Regardless that happened. Yeah. So yeah. What else to talk about? I went to high school, a couple of schools. the second high school I went to, I did S01 in some school close to my house, and then afterwards I went from S02 up to SS3. I went to another school. that school was interesting because it was privately owned.
Yeah.
But then there wasn't anything that was private about it.
It's very public.
Yeah, you get me. It was fun. It was fun. You know, a lot of experiences there sort of shaped my life and all of that. But in the midst of all of that, I was still my alien self.
Yeah.
You know, I could relate, but I could not relate. You know, so a lot of things that I do now, sort of music, heck, even gaming, even football, you know, a lot of things where a lot of the foundation was laid. I wouldn't say laid. A lot of the foundation was built upon there because my love for all these things were laid by maybe my parents or my immediate environments. My love for football started when I was very little. My entire family loves football. My grandmother, my mother, you know, like we used to. It was so not bad. It was so good that we would come out of the house because it was a compound and everybody had their. We come out of the house, bring our TV in front of the compound to watch a game, and before you know, the whole street
had gathered.
Yes,
I love it.
Happened times without number. You know, so that's how passionate about football we are. And music, my mom could sing like an angel. Aww. You know, and she had a very interesting musical taste and ear as well. So I guess I got that from her as well. And my dad did a bit of the arts as well. So yeah, I got that from him as well. Gaming, I mean, I got into gaming, I think after my mom passed. It was something that now that I think about it, wow. It was sort of like an escape for me. Yeah.
From all the like pain and trauma.
Yeah, everything that was happening.
Parents.
Yeah. There was one time looking for me. Looking for me. My dad.
Were you in San Francisco?
I was not in San Francisco. I was not jamming. I was not in Germany. I was in some game center in Ajegule, somewhere playing game. You know, they were looking for me. My dad was looking for me. Yeah. And funny thing, this happened again much later. And this time around, it was more intentional on my part. So I was like a good student, straight A student, high school, and all of that. But at some point, I started to play truant. I'll never forget that. I'll put on my uniform and then get to some place and take it off.
Yeah, one of those people.
I did it for a bit, yes, I did it for a bit. And then, obviously, I wasn't staying with my dad, I was staying with my auntie.
Yeah.
And all that. So one day I was playing the game now. They came to the game center and said somebody was looking for me.
Yeah.
Me. Who they find me for this
like,
place?
Who knows me?
Who knows me here? Who are you? Who be that? Me? Okay, who's the person? When they opened the door, I saw my dad.
Yay!
He greeted me with a slap on my face.
You gonna say, well done, my son. Come, let me hug you. Hello, how are you?
You
and then
me?
they don't beat you with the...
You know, have a conversation with... It was a very hands-on conversation. And then that's when you realize that some people were snitching on you. All the people that used to sell stuff on the streets.
They have been there. Somebody did not buy that puff puff.
You get me. Some people snitched on me. I remember you. Don't worry. I'll forget you. A woman. So, yeah. I remember he took me home and then took me to school.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
That sounds like a very interesting...
I cried. When I got to school, they didn't beat me, but I cried there. And I'm the kind of person that you don't need to, just say some few, just a few things.
Actually, you know, it's funny because words actually hurt even more than the cane.
Yes.
Because words would stay in your mind. The cane will go out. You used to be in school, they'll beat them like 10 times. They're ready they can hold their body. It won't hurt
prepare for it now. We're like...
And you know what's funny is the mental thing that even helps you withstand.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh, wow. So basically you grew up having to live with your auntie, you know, I mean, after losing your parents and all the trauma that happened in your mom, and all the trauma that happened in your childhood. And are you still living with your auntie now?
A couple of years ago, everybody had to like leave the house, I guess. So I had to find my way. I was staying with a friend. At some point, I was homeless, you know.
Wow.
I had to leave Lagos for a bit. I went to Calabar to stay because I didn't have where to stay in Lagos, you know. And I came back that I was staying somewhere for a bit. I was supposed to be recording an EP or something, or working on an EP. And at the end of the day, I guess the deal didn't work out. So I had to leave the house that I was staying, because what am I doing there? You get me. So I had to leave, and before I left, I started a job.
Okay.
By the way, I started up, so I was never a 9-to-5 person. I'm still not.
Well, many.
You get me? So
my life.
We're in sync. Don't worry. You get me?
Okay.
So never. It was never my thing. My first ever job was an internship at a newspaper. I think I was in year 1, something. It was interesting. It was an entertainment newspaper. I wrote a few articles. It was fun, but it didn't last too long. I remember it was that long ASU strike in like 2013 or so. Yeah, 2013.
You mean that you're not 15 years old?
Yeah?
You're not really 15.
I was 7 when I went to school. I was a genius. You get me? Cut that part out. Anyways, so yeah, it was that long ASU strike. I was like for 6 months or so. So I didn't have anything to do. And I went to work. And it was fun. I think they paid me. I can't even remember if they paid me. Actually, I can't remember if they paid me. But I enjoyed it regardless. It kind of gave me a front row seat to how that side of mass communication, because I studied mass communication, how that side of mass communication. So ironically, it was not the sequence of mass communication that I was majoring in. So there's print, there's broadcast, and then there's public relations and advertising. So I majored in broadcast because I wanted to be on radio and TV and in front of camera like this. Like now.
Like this.
Hello, my lecturer, see me.
See me, I see you.
You get me? So I wanted to do stuff like that, but they took me to print, where a lot of us were avoiding because we doing journalist work. It's not for me. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So after that, I think I got back to school and I got not necessarily a job. It was just something that I was doing on the school's radio, Unilag FM. We were doing the sports show. I was one of the sports guys, I guess. And that was a very, very interesting experience for me, because obviously I grew up loving sports. And from a very young age, I could identify players, names, stadiums, and all these other things that people... I think I could read that too.
Wow.
Yeah,
genius.
I was that intelligent, I guess.
I love it.
So it was something I could do as a kid, but I guess I never got the opportunity. So when I got the opportunity in uni, I grabbed it, I guess. I wish I'd done it earlier. Probably be a legend today.
You're still a legend. What do you mean? You're a legend.
In the making. So yes, I did that for a couple of years, like 2 years or so, and it was interesting. And then I started doing music when? I've been doing music for a while.
Yeah.
But professionally, I started doing it 12 years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah.
As long as that's the same age you are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't keep up if you're actually 12 or 15.
See, leave me. I'm young. Gen
what generation?
Gen. What's after Z? Those people. That's my people.
They're not after Z.
Alpha. Gen Alpha. Yes. That's them. My people. I love you guys. Let's go. Anyway, so I'm making music for quite a while. I've been performing for much longer as well. So music for me was an escape as well. It literally was like a spaceship.
Yeah.
It transported me to a whole nother world and a whole nother level. And
sorry, this happened to you when you just hear a song, you're like,
there's a song for everything, by the way. So
oh my god, I'm the same. Like literally,
my life is a musical.
Oh my god, me too. Me too.
Come on.
I'm hearing a song for every word.
Every single word, there's a song for everything. So don't worry, I got you. So I think I started writing when I was like 7 or 6, I think made a song in gibberish. I don't know. Yeah, I had an uncle that was a singer, famous in the South. I have a cousin that was famous in Port Harcourt for singing as well. You know, so all these people, seeing them sing and all that, seeing them on TV, I'm like, okay, interesting. At that time, I didn't think that I was going to be a singer or an artist. I wanted to be a footballer. You know, but I mean, I liked singing. Okay, cool. I can do this, but I want to play football.
Yeah.
But football never happened. I guess I didn't have enough confidence in myself and all that, so I didn't take it seriously. You know, but football will happen in some other way. We'll get to that. Yeah, I've been doing music for quite a while. Started performing, and I love performing. It's one thing that I can do in my sleep. Like, I love to be in front of a crowd and
you have so much energy.
Yeah.
I know. Manolo has energy. He has so much energy. I remember listening to your song.
That's what they say.
And the energy will get you like pumped up as well. Which I feel like I can talk first like it.
Interestingly, when I perform and all they talk about energy, I feed off of the energy that I get. So when I see that they're excited, I'm more excited, and they get more excited, and I get more excited, and everybody, it's a whole mosh pit.
I love it.
So yeah, I remember I joined. So in high school, we join different groups and form different groups. And I did that as well. What's called Dawn Squad? No, never mind. Dawn Squad.
Dawn Squad. What have you done?
We are done now. We're definitely done with all of that. And then in church, I remember I and a friend of mine formed another group called Inspire. We used to perform in church, and it was amazing because we used to do rap songs. I
love it.
And I'm grateful for the church as well. They gave us the opportunity, that platform, you know, to perform, and it was great. It helped me with my stage performance. All the energy that you guys see today, it was built because I had the opportunity to perform in front of church. You know, I love it. Great. You know, we used to write our own songs, we perform. Yeah, crazy, man. I remember one time.
see this smile on your face as you remember.
Yeah. I remember one time I went to Unilag, and I wasn't even a student in Unilag at the time, and we shut it down. It was crazy, man.
Shut it down. Who them be?
It was crazy, man. So yeah, I did that, and then after a while, I felt like, Inspire. I think I should do my own thing.
Inspire yourself.
Yeah, I guess I wanted to do my own thing. So I started making my own music. At that time, my name was Double HS. Don't ask what it is. Nope. No, just Double HS. Double HS. That's it.
How do you pronounce that?
I pronounce it Double HS. Some people call it HHS. Double HS. There's no pronunciation. No pronunciation, fam. So yes, that was it. The original meaning was...
Inspire me, please.
Was hip hop shop. You know, I was like the one-stop shop for hip hop.
What? Then what's W?
Double HS.
Oh,
you heard WHS. That's why I knew whose. Whose is this? I know whose I am. So yeah, it was Double HS hip hop shop, and then after doing the church thing, obviously, I started making gospel, Christian music at the time. So I had to Christianize the name, you know, add a bit of gospelinese. So it became Heaven's Humble Servant.
So wait. It's still HHS, so.
Yes.
You rebranded.
I rebranded, you know. So that was my name. Even in uni, that was my name up until like 2016.
Wow.
Did a new rebrand to
I'm not calling Manolo again.
I beg no, please.
Double HM, what?
Everyone still call me Double HS to this day.
Back in the days, G.
Exactly.
Like, Double HS.
It's been Manolo for like 6 years now. Oh, come on, bro.
Who know Manolo? Who?
You do?
I don't know Manolo.
Y'all do?
I know HHS.
You don't know that guy? Trust me. So yeah, I did that, and we're making a lot of music. Christian hip hop, you know, I was in that space. That was my thing, you know. Man, the biggest Christian hip hop DJ, I guess, or the biggest Christian DJ at the time, The biggest Christian DJs at the time. I used to be their plug.
Wow.
Like my Christian hip hop knowledge and catalog was crazy, man. I used to buy merch. You know, I had Lecrae merch.
I love it. Do you listen to Dax?
I know Dax. Yeah, I listen to Dax.
I love him. Like when I listen to Dax, I feel like I can rap, man.
You get me? See,
I can rap myself to sleep.
You know, Andiminio, Lecrae, those are my people. You know, I imbibed that culture. I should represent that. You know, I used to go to churches and perform here and there and all of that. But I guess it got to a point where how I rebranded into Manolo, who I am today. I am Manolo. So how I rebranded into Manolo was, I guess I realized that the name Double HS or Heaven's Humble Servant was more of a title that I was giving myself, and I wasn't necessarily living
the humble servant's life.
You get me? So I just wanted to be myself, you know. And my government name is Manolo. It's the only time I'll say this.
Manolo.
Yeah. So
the government of Italy.
Yeah, Italia. Precisely from. I was going to say Italy.
Wow, you really love football.
It's actually from Fiorentina, the city of Florence. Florence,
Inter Milan.
Yes, no, it's not Inter Milan. Inter Milan is not Florence. Oh.
No, of course not. You're going to say Italian Milan before.
Yeah.
First thing I don't know geography.
Inter Milan is not geography.
I know it's a club. Manolo, HHS, please
don't do this.
Don't stress me. I know the difference, okay?
Between Inter and Outer Milan.
There's no Outer Milan. Good. My football's not bad.
It's not bad. Everyone did this to my nieces and nephews and little cousins. Inter Milan. I said Outer Milan. Yes. Yes, that's it. We have to go and create a club. Outer Milan. Anyways, yes. Where was I? I forgot what I was saying.
I forgot what you were saying. You're basically just talking about like, gosh, I forgot what you were saying.
My name, yes.
Yes, your name.
So I wanted to become be myself, you know, who I am. And obviously, Emmanuel means God with us. And in Italian and or Spanish, it is Manolo. Same thing, God with us. That's me. That's literally who I am. And God is with me. So I decided to become that person.
I actually like the switch because you took the pressure off trying to be a name. Yeah. And you became yourself. And then the name was always with you. Exactly. And then before you were trying to be works. Yes, bro, to do. Yeah. And then you just decided that, you know what? I'm a chill because you know, you could be you.
Yeah, exactly. And it also represented like a turnaround for me. You know, as much as I had already gotten into that Christian hip hop space, I was also trying to be intentional to expand my horizons, so to get into other spaces, like more mainstream spaces, you get me? So at that point in time, I got another internship, you know, and at this time I was probably my final year in university, so I was supposed to do what they call IT.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I went everywhere, all the TV stations, all the radio stations. Mentioned there, I went there. They did not answer me, all those people. There's even one I was supposed to resume. The day I was supposed to resume, they said that they cannot take me because I have to be going to school and be coming to work, and they don't operate that way. Like, oh, wow. So that my classmate that was working with you people, what's happening with that? People cannot tell her that, I mean, because her sister is okay.
Shit!
Well done. Well done. I love you guys. I mean, I use Connect to get there too, but my own Connect is not Connect.
Connect wasn't connecting.
No, it's okay. I appreciate you guys. I will still watch your TV station. I don't anymore, cause.
Forgive.
I don't have a TV.
Okay, fair enough.
Even if I do, I don't watch traditional TV.
Sorry, we're too big for you. Not to be honest, but who watches traditional TV?
Nobody. If I have it's YouTube or Netflix, to be honest, or Disney Plus or something, or I'm playing game.
Who love Disney Plus? I love Disney Plus.
I love Disney Plus. Disney Plus loves me. I was literally watching.
I love cartoons in general. Yes. Amazing. So basically, what you're saying is, looking at like where you've come from, your trajectory, you had to kind of rebrand.
Yeah.
Right, but you've but it does seem from what you said, you kind of decided to work around the things that you had passion for. So
Exactly.
gaming, music,
sports,
media.
Yeah.
And so that's very interesting. Like, were you making money as you were chasing those things, or did you have like a secondary fund? Because a major challenge for people is like they want to do what they want to do, but there's no funding for it. So it's almost like I want to chase my passion, but there's no money for my passion.
Oh man, that's my life.
So how did you fund your passion?
At first, because I said I was a 95%, so I didn't want to do that. I was just all about my music. Let's make this music. Let's do this. And at that time, I hadn't necessarily started following these other parts to myself. It was just music, you know. So the first time I actually got paid for a job, what I started doing was that second internship. So after going everywhere, I went to a YouTube a media company, rather, you know, and I started working there. Initially, they said they were going to pay me, that they'll give me stipends. And it was on the island. I was living on the mainland. So it was fun because that was the first time I got to experience what a movie set was like. Because we're shooting movies and we start from morning to the next morning. And I'm like, I broke down 2 times.
Wow.
Because I had never seen that before. It was very fast-paced, very high intensity. Everybody was moving like Oshodi, fast. Or Tokyo, or New York, Times Square.
Times Square.
Everybody just move fast. You get me? And I'm there like, what am I supposed? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to do? Why am I? Oh, okay. I did a lot of things. Oh my God, everything I can think of, I did it. I washed car, I washed plates. I went on errands. I was production assistant, so I was basically the errand boy of this set. But it was a very wonderful experience.
I love how you say about these things where you laugh with so much joy when you're
saying. That's me. I always see the funny side of things. Like even when things are not funny. That's because life is too serious.
To laugh than to cry, right?
You get me? I'd rather laugh at things than start crying. Because if I start crying, we'll not leave this place. So let me just laugh, please.
Exactly.
And that's one reason I love comedies. I would rather watch a comedy and distract myself from everything.
Me too, and laugh away your sorrow.
Laugh away my sorrow, you get me?
Oh, so great. I love that.
Yeah.
So you had that job that was funding your stuff. So you did that job for a long time?
No, it was an internship. So
okay.
So it funded a bit, and then after I left the place, because I had to go back to school, I was in the midst of the struggle, you know, for so long that I couldn't afford my dreams. You know, it was very interesting, you know. I got to a point where I didn't even believe in myself anymore.
I feel.
You know, thankfully I had people around me that believed in me, but it was just difficult. And for many years, I was in that quagmire, I guess. And I just didn't understand what to do, you know. And it wasn't until... And time was literally going, like years were passing by.
Wow.
I couldn't put out music because I couldn't even afford to go to the studio.
To even eat self,
you
or
get
to
me?
just even breathe.
So the small money that I was making, I used to buy food now.
Exactly.
A person who don't work, now you go shop. That's why they call it workshop.
Really?
So yes, I couldn't afford any of these things, and like I said, time was passing, and I was watching a lot of other people get ahead, you know, and as much as I was happy for them, like me too, I want to do, you get me, but I didn't even have access to anything. I didn't have access to a studio. I didn't have access to, so for a couple of years I was just stuck in one spot. I couldn't move creatively. I couldn't move financially. I couldn't move physically because I was literally in that house. And in the house where I was staying, my auntie's house, because my auntie was so open-handed. So her arms were wide open to everybody. So a lot of people were coming to stay in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, it became I know I had the room at some point.
At some point.
At some point, afterwards, I was sleeping on the floor with in my auntie's room, because some people have taken over my room.
Wow.
I mean, it was a very, very interesting experience. I remember writing a song about it at the time.
The best inspirations come from you. The best songs come from your
And at the same time, I was struggling with school. My final year, I didn't have any problems on the final year. So final year, I struggled so much. I had so many carryovers and extra years and all of that. Oh my goodness. They hold my leg.
They hold your leg.
Let my people go. They don't grow.
No,
So it was crazy. And it wasn't like, not like I'm Manolo or anything. I know Buko.
I mean,
but it was just funny. So all these things were happening at the same time. So I was struggling. Fast forward to 2020, I had to leave that house, I went to stay with my friend, and then ultimately everybody now had to leave the house. So I went to Calabar, and fast forward, I moved back to Lagos. I was recording the EP. I got an opportunity to record that EP, thankfully, after so many years, But then at the end of the day, the deal didn't work out. The EP is still there. Hopefully, I put it out someday.
You should.
I should. I will. I put out one single though. I'm going for another one for you.
You should. You're very good.
So afterwards, yes, I got a job at last.
At last.
And it was interesting because it was something that was tied to my passions. But this time around, I was going to get paid, even though it was next to nothing, especially in this economy. But at least I was getting a regular stream of income.
Yeah.
It was interesting, I was staying in Bega. That's like a complete end, literal end of Lagos. And I was working in Lekki on the island, and I was doing that every day. Man, it was a struggle. At some point, after I moved out of that place, because the deal didn't work out, so I had to move out of the house. I was sleeping in the office. And I slept in the office for a couple of months, a lot of months actually. I slept in the office, and then somehow I got a house, on the island. And how it happened, I do not know. I just know that my auntie knew somebody or knows somebody that owned a small apartment at the back of their house, and it was free. No, not like it's free.
Oh, as in,
like it was free of people.
So lucky.
It was free of people, not free of charge. The people that were staying there had moved out, so needed somebody to come rent, and I got it at a bargain price. You know how houses on the island can be expensive. And it was just me. Initially, I was going to share it with somebody because it was a room and living room situation. So I was thinking I'll just use one side. The other person.
Did you have to save up for the house, or?
How I even see? Initially, my life. So my life. One thing about my life has been a consistent run of testimonies after testimonies.
Your definition of faith.
See, my goodness. So the person I was supposed to share it with was not that serious. It was not me. I'm thinking to myself, how will I come up with this money? It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of naira. In this economy, I don't got this money. Because the money that they're paying me in this office is not even rich.
Can't even.
Not even rich anything. Anyways, somehow, on my birthday, I got a birthday gift. And it was literally my exact rent.
Wow.
Literally. I was crying my eyes out.
Oh, was it someone close to you that gave it to you that knew, or was it
it
just
was family. It was family.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I cried my eyes out. And interestingly, when I look back, this is because of the seeds and the foundation that people like my mother have laid. Things like paying it forward for people. So she's done that for them, and they're doing it for me now.
And then obviously you want to do it for other people.
Exactly, and I'm going to do it for other people. And it's just amazing how life works. How a rose can grow out of concrete. That's what how God can make something out of nothing. It's amazing, honestly.
Such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
I'm basically hearing community. I think in the last couple of episodes, a common trend that we've been having has been community asking for help. And
that's one thing I struggle with.
And then the second trend is it's a roller coaster, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about it.
Help.
See, it's not just you, everybody. Nobody really wants to ask for help.
It's not even pride sometimes.
It's not pride. Like you're just.
It's a bit of pride, but
it's actually pride. It's ego.
It's ego, but then
you rather die in silence.
I don't know how to do it.
I know.
Like,
I remember the time I was asking someone for money. It's like as if my heart was.
Exactly.
I was like, hey God.
And I'd be like, is that it?
Sleep because I was like, I need to pay back this money. I don't know how to sleep because I could not even. But it's crazy because it's very easy for me to give than for me to collect from people.
Yeah, same here.
You can say, keep it or don't pay me back when you want to pay me back. But you see, collecting.
Oh my goodness.
It's so hard.
I remember once I had to disturb people that I had to be begging a bit of money. I had to beg, please now, Afa. This is my money that I gave you that year. Afa, now, help me.
That one is gone. I read this book years ago called The Rule of Money. See. Don't borrow what you cannot part away with. So if you know that someone's asking for 100k and then you cannot, this is a very good tip for saving money as well. If someone asks you, unless they're like your core, like you have your different friends, your core that they have. I call it they have money credibility. Mm-hmm. If they're not like your core and they don't have money credibility, if someone asks you for 100 and you know that you cannot part away with 100, you can part away with 30. Better you give them 30.
Yeah.
So that you'll not be having high blood pressure.
Yes.
You cannot just say I cannot.
Because
if you give them 100, you'll be calling, chasing.
At some point, they get angry at you. What's up my own money?
And I'm saying, what's your own stuff? You understand much? But I gave you
what's
money.
My own? The money is my own.
So yeah, that was a very good book. Anybody hasn't read it?
I give it my core friends and all of that. Like it might get to. I won't even bother asking them.
When I give, whenever. I don't ask back. Because
exactly, I
already planned in mind to give, unless I realize that you're consistently trying to do this thing, then I'll purposely say so that you will stop.
Yeah.
Because I know that you're now being ungrateful. You're thinking that me and you are not in the same life. We're not both struggling together.
Exactly.
You just assume that.
Well, when I know that, I can help. Please, enjoy yourself. If you want to return yourself, I'll say please forget. Because I know that they do the same for me in the heartbeat. So So that's still some form of community. It is. When you go outside your community is when it's harder. Absolutely.
But honestly, Manolo, you are a superhero. You've taken us through your journey of loss, trauma, mental health, faith, loss, like figuring out life.
Honestly.
So if you can summarize adulthood in one sentence, what would you say adulthood is?
Omo.
Adulthood is an omo.
Because I can't seem to summarize it for myself. It is a very chaotic experience, but the truth is you come out of it formed. Yeah, so it's like you go in as clay, and then at the end of all the hitting and beating and you come out as a beautiful vase or clay pot or something. It depends on how the trajectory. The same way.
Come out refined.
Yeah, exactly. Come out refined. Same way you go in as a stone and then come out. It depends on the amount of fire. Because that's what it is. Because life will always.
And the more fire, the more beautiful you
become. Exactly. And that is literally my life, I've been through so much that I don't think anybody, or not anybody, I don't think just anybody will be able to survive the way I have.
I know you're so positive and so happy regardless.
Sometimes I don't understand why I'm like that.
You're enjoying
a lot of people do not. Yeah. But my goodness, like so much that my life should have been gone by now. But I'm still here and I'm still thriving and I'm still smiling. I'm bringing joy to everybody. And I will continue to do that because that's who I am. Even when my life is not joyous per se, I would derive joy from making somebody else happy. And that's me.
Because actually joy is internal. You can't find joy from outside. The real joy comes from within.
Exactly.
You're talking, I was like, joy to the world, Manolo has come.
Let's go. I love it.
Thank you so much, Manolo. So
Thank you.
if you could give one advice to those listening to this podcast out there who are basically still in this stage and just like crazy, I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with this. This is so confusing. I feel lost. What is your one piece of advice you might give to them just so far in your time on earth?
Yeah. If there's one thing that I have learned, I guess I learned it the hard way because I didn't necessarily do it at the time, is to intentionally invest in yourself. You know, learn as much as you can, build your skills, those things that you're passionate about. Read about them, like be intentional about these things, because at the end of the day, those are the things that will take you places. Those are the things that you will end up doing. Because me, I work in music, I work in gaming, I work in sports, I work in media, and all these things are the things that I'm passionate about. And sometimes I wish that I got in early. I wish I had started learning a few things at that time. Can imagine where I'll be today. So if you have that opportunity, especially if you have time on your hands, please and please and please go and learn as much as you can, because when you come out formed and refined, these are the things that will be the substance you have.
Yeah.
So when you are speaking in the room, people will listen to you. When they're making decisions, they know that they can count on you because you are competent, and you have had a lot of fire, So please invest in yourself. Be intentional about your time. Community, very, 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 very important.
Very important.
When you fall, these are the people that will lift you up and believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. Because I'm a living testimony.
Yeah.
So community is very, very, very important. What else? Find joy. Please find your joy.
I mean, the right places, but we said real joy comes from within.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a gift to enjoy, like not to have your joy based on external circumstances.
Yeah, exactly.
But based on the fact that you spend time with yourself and then you love yourself, because you need to love. Even God says love your neighbor as yourself, which means
you have to
that love
yourself.
Comes from yourself, and the only way to love yourself is to spend time with yourself to know what you
Absolutely.
like. So thank you so much, Manolo. You have been a gem. Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug?
Oh, come on.
I feel like I should make hugging a thing.
Yes.
Actually, a thing like
the hugging show is another show. We're doing it.
The hugging
Next
show.
One, the hugging show. We're just going to hug. And that's it.
One for 30 minutes. I think I'm mad. Or have conversations hugging. And then
Like,
one
yes,
more to the other, one more to the other.
What is the capital of Botswana?
Mommy, what you say? Sounds like a really... Mommy's like, I'm mad. I thought you were mad, but now you're actually mad.
We'll make it short form, no worries.
Short form now, quick, 10
YouTube
minutes.
Reels. I mean, YouTube shorts,
Do you understand?
Instagram Reels.
It's such a great idea that you can be asking questions and you have to answer. And then if you don't know the answer, then you're going to start laughing. But you have to keep hugging.
And not publicity is bad publicity. I mean, good publicity. How do they say it? Not publicity is bad
Bobby,
publicity.
take notes.
People be like, are these people mad? But they're watching.
We'll get Bobby to do the hugging.
Yes.
Hug
the
Bobby.
hug meister.
All right, guys, thank you for being with us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're facing any sort of challenges or need a community, like Manolo has said, community is so important. Feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah.
We'll plug you in the right community, right help, any mental issue, any emotional issue. Please reach out. Don't do life alone.
Yes. Don't forget.
See you guys next week.
Don't forget to hit the bell notification too.
Yeah, that bell.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Peace and
See
love.
you guys.
Come be my super.